We welcome you inside the GW Gymnasium on the campus of George Washington High School here in Charleston, the state capital of West Virginia, for continuing coverage of George Washington High School basketball on the GW Network, presented by Video Productions. Tonight, it's a battle of the Patriots as Parkersburg South invades to meet Rick Green's crew in the final week of the regular season. Greetings from the Hill, along with producer-director Butch Mounts and our videographer Bradley Hudson. This is Mark Martin, delighted to have you with us for this matchup between the 14-6 Patriots of Parkersburg South and 11-9 GW. Both teams looking to gain momentum as the postseason looms. Next week, South will open up sectional tournament play against Brooke. George Washington will get the second season of action going against Riverside as the road to the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum and the West Virginia Boys State High School basketball tournament gets going. Seasons to date, GW opened with a couple of victories over Spring Valley, St. Albans, and added one against Logan, so it was a three-game winning streak to begin the season. And then that was followed by a loss to Beckley. Then came 4 straight victories over Hurricane, Winfield, Nitro, and Cabell Midland. A loss to defending state champion Huntington in overtime, 70-68. And then George Washington turned around and beat a very good Tug Valley team in overtime, 75-67. And then came a loss to Morgantown, the only team remaining in the state at the moment that is undefeated. And then came back-to-back losses to Ripley and Beckley, and they have since lost to Beckley again, but they've picked it up here as of late after a loss to Capital. They have strung together a couple of wins in a row against Riverside and St. Albans. For Parkersburg South, they started it out with 2 wins in a row over Brooke and Cambridge, Ohio. Then came back-to-back losses to South Charleston and McNicholas, Ohio. Then they played Cambridge again, won that game down crosstown rival Parkersburg High, and came a loss to University, and then a victory over Lindsley, and then another loss to a team from Morgantown, those unbeaten Mohegans, 80-71. Then it was 2 in a row over Wheeling Park. They avenged the University loss by defeating the Hawks 89-60. Then Wheeling Park returned the favor with a 74-71 defeat of the Patriots. It was then South knocking off Princeton and John Marshall. Then came a loss to Capital, and then a buzzer-beater victory over the Ripley Vikings, 58-56. And then 3 straight wins over Weir, Lindsley, and Lewis County. And that Lewis County victory, a big one for Parkersburg South as they set records in that game. And this team has scored over 100 points on 2 different occasions this season. So records for points, 108, and records for field goals in a game with that victory against Lewis County, which just happens to be the alma mater of head coach Mike Fallon. Players to watch tonight for George Washington: sophomore Justin Phillips, one of the best players in the area, averaging 17.8 points per game. He continues to impress. Tracy Conliff also scoring in double figures for GW, averaging 14.1 a game and 7.5 rebounds. South is led by a very talented trio in Cole Day, Garrett Gilkison, and Cody Boggs, all players that were a part of that team a year ago that played in the state championship game against Huntington. Gilkison, averaging 17.1, leads the way. Day averages 14.4, and Boggs averages 11.8 a contest. Teams are heading to the benches, just about set for the introductions. We will return to the GW Gymnasium here in Charleston and continue to count you down to this battle of Patriots, Parkersburg South and GW on the GW Network, presented by Video Productions.
Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care is located in the shops at Bridge Road. Dr. Richardson and his staff are dedicated to providing the absolute best care. They understand what it takes to make your visits pleasant and informative. No matter how long you've been putting off your visit, Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care will get you back to a great smile. Judy, Judy, Judy with Betty, Betty, Betty. The Sunshine Girls team of realtors with
this revolutionary matchup between the Patriots of Parkersburg South and the Patriots of George Washington High School. At this time, please stand for the performance of our national anthem. Mr. Tony Jackson, ladies and gentlemen.
Tony Jackson with the national anthem here at the GW Gymnasium. Again, they say this revolutionary matchup as the Patriots get set to battle the Patriots. Parkersburg South with a record of 14-6, and the George Washington Patriots coming in at 11-9. And a tune-up for the postseason. These AAA programs, a couple of outstanding coaches, a couple of great high school basketball programs. GW, of course, winning the state championship back in 2011. South played for the state championship a year ago. Rick Green in his 23rd season as the head coach of the George Washington Patriots. Coach Green, a 1971 graduate of the school. He has the distinction of being a part of both the state title teams at GW. He was an outstanding player for Fred Aldridge on the 71 AAA championship team, and he was the head coach of that 2011 club that captured it all. Coach Green owns a bachelor's from Grace College, Indiana, and a master's from Ball State. Mike Fowlin is in year number 6 as the head coach at South. He's guided 3 of his Patriot teams to the state tournament, including last year's squad that lost that heartbreaking 53-50 decision to Huntington High for the title. He's a 1989 graduate of Lewis County and a graduate of Glenville State College. He was an outstanding player for then head coach Gary Nottingham, who is now the head coach at West Virginia Wesleyan. He, before that, was the head coach for 6 years at Work County High School, and 4 of his teams reached regional play. GW will be in the white tonight with the maroon numerals and the black trim, and South decked out in the blue with the lighter blue numbers and lettering. Jim Davidson, Clarence Woody, and Clinton Giles, an outstanding officiating crew, set to work this game here tonight. So the starters for Parkersburg South, you have Cody Boggs, number 3, Garrett Gilkison, number 2, Cole Day, number 1, Dylan Ward, number 22, and also Jordan Hockman. He's the point guard for GW. Well, they go with Justin Phillips and Deshaun Womack, Matthew Cook, Tracy Conliff, and Ben Arthur. And GW will have the basketball first to get this game underway. Great to have you with us here on the GW Network. And Conliff going to the hoop strong, and pulling it out of there is going to be Gilkison. Gilkison, a great athlete. Many of these South players, multiple sport athletes. We got a foul called on the missed shot by Parkersburg South's Dylan Ward. I believe they are going to whistle Boggs for the foul. That will be his first and team foul number 1. Here comes GW. Phillips quickly down the floor. Can't get it to drop. Ball goes out of bounds, and last touch by George Washington. Mentioning Mike Fallon. Fallon is the 5th coach in the history of Parkersburg South, school that opened back in the late 60s when they just split up Parkersburg High, which was such a big school back in the day. Both still large schools here in the state of West Virginia. South with the basketball. Out front with it, working it is Dylan Ward, 6'1" senior. Senior-laden team. And shot by Cole Day, wouldn't drop. 6'5" senior. Day coming in averaging 14.4 per game. Minute in here and no score, and Arthur down low on the block. Fires it out. Here goes Phillips driving. Phillips kicks it back out. And we have a whistle. And going to have another foul called against Parkersburg South. But Dylan Ward picks up his first foul. And that is team foul number 2. GW goes to work here offensively. Justin Phillips negotiates into the lane and lost control of the basketball. And last touch by South as Cody Boggs knocks it away. Inbounding will be Matthew Cook, who's played really well this season. Just a sophomore at 6'2". Rick Green says kid just looks like a basketball player when he puts that uniform on and gets to work out there. GW again triggering it in. Phillips sends it over to Conliffe, and now Phillips goes to work again here. Between the circles, gives way to Womack. Womack to Cook. Cook holds it. Guarded there by Cole Day, 6'5" senior. Here is a shot by Womack, and it won't drop, and South with the rebound. Patriots go to work once again. Day. Now we go inside, and here is nice maneuvering by Boggs, and Boggs' shot won't drop, and skying high for the rebound is Conliffe. Conliffe down the floor, spins up, and the shot wouldn't drop. Gilkison with the rebound, and too strong as South had the lead man in Dylan Ward, but they throw it away. So we hit the 5:48 mark on a frozen clock, and no score between South and GW. Pressure by the Patriots of South, but George Washington's Patriots break it, and here's Phillips fading away. Couldn't get it to go through. Coming out of there with the basketball is Hockman, and Hockman gets it to Day, or make that Boggs, and Boggs scores, and number 3 for Parkersburg South. Cody Boggs has that first bucket of the game. Boggs averaging 11.8. GW turning it over, and here comes South, and pulling up and firing the 3 is going to be Cole Day, and Cole Day rifles it in there. Day hitting 38% of his three-pointers. He averages 14.4 a game. Driving is Cook, slapped around. Parkersburg South with the 5-0 lead here. Justin Phillips to Cook. Cook stutter steps. Cook in the lane straight away, and Cook puts GW on the board. Cook coming into the contest averaging 8.7 a game. Parkersburg South across the way. Cody Boggs from the outside hits the front of the rim, won't drop, and Womack races it across the timeline. Womack in the lane, up at the shot and in. Womack determined to take it coast to coast, and does. Now on the move here is South, and a foul is called as GW closes the gap to 5-4. And I believe they are going to assess that one to Womack. They are. That will be his first. Team foul number 1. And a substitution for Parkersburg South, a couple of them. Shane Snyder, number 32, 6'2 sophomore, checking into the lineup. And Bunky Brown and Trayvon Isabel check in for George Washington. Josh Wolf, number 42, the other player that checked in for South. Gilkison, who was the quarterback in football, and South turns it over. Cole Day over and back, so it will be George Washington's basketball, and GW with a chance to take its first lead here of this game after trailing 5-0. They've cut it to 5-4, and here is Phillips on the move and going to have a whistle called against South. Foul going to be assessed to Josh Wolf, the 6-foot senior. It's his first team foul, number 3. Phillips into Conliffe. Conliffe had trouble getting a handle on it, but chases it down and gives way to Phillips. Bunky Brown, great shooter with the basketball. Brown on the move, puts up the shot and couldn't get it to drop, but gets his own rebound and pulls it back out of there. Now Phillips, top of the circle, goes to Isabel. Isabel with a quick step, and Isabel shot up, wouldn't drop, but Isabel draws the foul.
Foul on 32, Sean Snyder for Park South.
Sean Snyder, 6'2", sophomore, number 32, commits the foul. That's his first team foul. Number 4, Isabel at the line, and Isabel hitting 73% of his free throws. 5-4 is the count. So Isabel set to attempt another and try to get this game even at 5. And he does. So Isabel coming in, hitting 73% of his free throws and knocks down the second of the two. And here's a shot by Boggs. Wouldn't drop, hits the front of the rim, and quickly out of there with it was Phillips, and poked from behind by Gilkison. And it will remain GW's basketball. 5-5 game here in the opening quarter, 3.5 and counting. Isabel in the lane. Nice little handoff there to Conliffe, but it just would not go through. And Gilkison with the rebound, and the quarterback fires it down and finds his receiver, number 32. That is Snyder, and Snyder gives South a 7-5 advantage here. Bunky Brown with the basketball. Hands to Isabel. Isabel to Arthur. Arthur, nice bounce pass down low to Conliffe. Conliffe couldn't hang on to it, and here comes South again. Gilkison across the timeline. Feeds Boggs. Gilkison going to let go with a 3, and Gilkison knocks it down. 10-5 is our score. Gilkison on the season averaging 17.1, hitting 34% from the free throw line. He had a monster game in their season opener with 33. It's his season high. Gilkison this time down the floor and couldn't get it to drop. South opened the season with a win against Brook. They scored 38 points in the first quarter. And here's a shot that won't drop, but Conliffe is there with the rebound and puts it back in. It's a 10-7 game. South on the attack. Gilkison gets it to Boggs. Boggs cut off. Gets it into the hands of Hockman. Hockman to Gilkison. Gilkison bounces to Seth Fallon. Fallon is the head coach's son. We got a timeout called. 10-7 our score here on the GW Network.
Judy, Judy, Judy with Betty, Betty, Betty. The Sunshine Girls team of realtors with Real Estate Central is made up of Judy Wandling Randolph and Betty Stowers Whitley. Whether you're selling or looking to buy, Judy and Betty have the knowledge and expertise to help guide you through this process. So call the Sunshine Girls today and let them put a little sunshine in your day.
Welcome back here to the GW Gymnasium. Parkersburg South and George Washington, 10-7 game here in this opening period, and the Patriots of South calling the timeout. Gilkison on the move, ball poked away, and they say last touched by Parkersburg South. GW will take over here. South Started with a 5-0 lead. GW got it to 5-5, 7-5, a 10-5 game, and Phillips over and back, and it will be Parkersburg South basketball. And at the moment, we sit at 10-7, and it will be South ball. Cole Day checking into the game now for South, back into the contest, and GW has Womack back in the game. So GW working with Phillips, Conliff, Womack, Cook, and Bunky Brown. Parkersburg South with the basketball. This is Jordan Hockman. Hockman gets it to Seth Fallon. And here is Hockman in all kinds of traffic and got the shot up, and now a battle for the loose ball underneath, and it's a nice play there by Conliff. Scoops it to Phillips, and Phillips up with the shot that wouldn't come close there. Good defense by South. Here's a skip pass over Shane Snyder. Snyder gets it out front to Cole Day, and Day is going to be charged with the offensive foul. The charge there. So that is team foul number 1 on Cole Day, and that will be team foul number 5 on Parkersburg South. Under a minute to go here now in the opening quarter of play between Parkersburg South and George Washington, and it's a 10-7 Parkersburg South advantage. GW in the white, South in the blue. Justin Phillips with the basketball. Bounces it to Matthew Cook. Cook cut off there and gets it back outside to Bunky Brown. Brown on the move, and Brown's shot is blocked by Cody Boggs, who then fires the pass into the backcourt, chased down by Deshaun Womack. Here's Justin Phillips with it now, and Conliff at the top of the key wants to take it in. Conliff off the glass, and in. Conliff has 4 first quarter points, and it's a 10-9 game here. South with the ball. On the move is Cole Day, and Day will score it for the Patriots of South. He has 5 first quarter points. 12-9 the score, and Phillips, a pie off the glass, wouldn't drop, but Womack is there for the putback. 12-11 is the score. And here is a long-range shot by Seth Fallon that won't drop, and that is the end of the quarter, and it's a 12-11 lead for Parkersburg South. We're back in a moment here on the GW Network, presented by Video Production.
Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care is located in the shops at Bridge Road. Dr. Richardson and his staff are dedicated to providing the absolute best care. They understand what it takes to make your visits pleasant and informative. No matter how long you've been putting off your visit, Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care will get you back to a great smile. Judy, Judy, Judy with Betty, Betty, Betty. The Sunshine Girls team of realtors with Real Estate Central is made up of Judy Wandling Randolph and Betty Stowers Whitley. Whether you're selling or looking to buy, Judy and Betty have the knowledge and expertise to help guide you through this process. So call the Sunshine Girls today and let them put a little sunshine in your day.
Back inside the GW Gymnasium on the hill, the campus of George Washington High School here, Charleston, West Virginia. Parkersburg South and GW in the respective season finales before tournament time begins, and Parkersburg South in the blue with a 12-11 lead as we start the second quarter, and the Patriots of Parkersburg South have the basketball, and a shot fired by Seth Fallon. Missed it, but a foul is called. Going to be on Conliff for GW, number 25. That's his first, and that's team foul number 2. Parkersburg South had 5 team fouls in the first quarter. Cole Day bounced it inside and taken away. GW will have it. Conliff goes to Bunky Brown. Brown dribbles around, hands it to Justin Phillips. Phillips gives to Cook. Cook wheels around. Cut off there. Good defense by Parkersburg South. In this South team, we mentioned they have scored over 102 their last 3 games, including a school record 108 on Tuesday night against Lewis County. Shot no good by Phillips, but Conliffe gets the loose ball. GW goes back to work. Conliffe hands to Phillips. Phillips. Bunky Brown, three-pointer on its way and rolls around and it won't drop. Here comes Parkersburg South. On the move. Nice drive along the baseline. A little too strong, though, there by Dylan Ward. Gets it out front to Seth Fallon. Long-range shot no good by Cole Day. Chased down by Cook. GW looking to get its first lead of the game. And Cook out to Phillips. Phillips on the baseline. Bounces it over. Bunky Brown gets it outside, and Womack knocks down the three-pointer. Womack with 7 in the game, and it's a 14-12 lead for GW over South. We got a foul called here on the other end. Drew D'Agostine, Ben Arthur getting set to check in for George Washington. So Conliffe picks up his second foul, team foul number 3. Drew D'Agostine, number 11, checking in. The lone senior on this team, going to go to Clemson and play tennis. His father, Tim, was a great player at Polka High School as Gilkison gets the basket and draws the foul. Gilkison going to try to convert the three-point play and does. The foul was on Cook. That's his first. And 14 fouls now on George Washington. Getting back to D'Agostine again, who puts up the shot and scores it on senior night. Drew D'Agostine with the bucket. Again, his father, Tim, a 4-time All-Stater Polka, is grandfather Jim, one of the outstanding coaches in the state pick of sport, and he's coached it and been successful. So Womack has his shot blocked. He was looking for the foul, and here comes Parkersburg South. GW leading it 16-15, and the shot from the free throw circle. No good. Rebound by Day. Ball tapped around into the hands. Womack gets it. Womack speeds down the floor, finds D'Agostine, and D'Agostine is tackled out of bounds. Foul going to be charged to Cody Boggs. Boggs, Day, Gilkison.
Foul on number 3, Cody Boggs.
Outstanding football players. So Cody Boggs picks up his second. That's team foul number 7, and that's going to put D'Agostine to the line here for GW. Already has a field goal. His team leading it 16-15, and D'Agostine makes it 17-15. D'Agostine on the season at the free throw line is now 4 for 5. And Clarence Woody and Clinton Giles. Well, now they're going to say that that's only 16 fouls against South. So D'Agostine will not shoot. So make it still that 16-15 score. Here's Phillips. Cook, and Cook travels with the basketball. Parkersburg South with the basketball. They attack inside, and Gilkison is going to be fouled there, and I believe Cook got him. So that's 2 on Cook.
Foul number 21, Matthew Cook, is his second. Coming into the game, number 33, GW Alex Cook.
Alex Cook, number 33, 6'1" sophomore, checks in for George Washington. So one Cook replaces the other from the outside, launching the shot. No good by Snyder. Coming down with the basketball is Hockman. Shot by Gilkison, no good. And we got a foul called.
Foul
Deshaun Womack picks up his second. And that's team foul number 5 against George Washington. Wide open underneath is Snyder. Snyder left wide open. Snyder has 4 in the game. And Parkersburg South back on top of GW 17-16. George Washington with the basketball. Alex Cook with it. Gets it back to Phillips. Phillips dribbles. Phillips in the lane. Phillips kicks it out. And Cook launches from the corner. No good. Rebound by South. Hockman comes out of there with it. Hockman almost a walk there by Cole Day. His shot won't go down. Drew D'Agostine chases it down. D'Agostine comes down the floor and just about put it through. Great acrobatic play there by D'Agostine. This crowd, they're going wild. If the lone senior would have knocked it through, got a charge. Going to be assessed to Dylan Ward. That's his second. And now that is team foul number 7.
Foul number 22, Dylan Ward, Park South. It's his second. Coming into GL, number 3, Trayvon Isabel.
So GW has the basketball. South with a little bit of pressure as they pick them up at midcourt. And Phillips travels with the basketball. So at the moment, GW working with Phillips, number 32, Isabel, number 3, Alex Cook, number 33, Arthur, number 5, and Bunky Brown, number 30. South goes with Seth Fallon, number 0, Jordan Hockman, number 12, Garrett Gilkison, number 2, has the basketball, and Cole Day, number 1, who just lifted up the shot, and also into the game now, number 4, Andrew Myers. Day's shot won't go through. Bunky Brown across the timeline. Gives to Phillips. Low scoring affair here. Phillips to Isabel. Isabel picks up his dribble, gets it to Bunky Brown. Brown negotiates in the lane, loses control, gets it back. Brown up with the shot, and it rolls through. Bunky Brown, great scorer, and Bunky Brown has his first 2 of the game. And it's an 18-17 lead for GW. Seth Fallon to Garrett Gilkison. Gilkison on the baseline, kicks it out. Here's Hockman with the shot, rifles in the three-pointer.
12, Jordan Hockman.
Hockman's first points of the game, averages 7.2, and hits 35% from outside. And here's Phillips' shot. Wouldn't drop. Gilkison with the rebound. Gilkison fires the pass over to Cole Day. Day drives the baseline, and Day scores. Day has 7 in the game, and it's a 22-18 lead, Parkersburg South over GW. Isabel driving. Isabel gets it to Arthur. Arthur to Cook. Here's Bunky Brown. Can't leave this guy open. Bunky Brown knocks down the 3. Second 3 of the game for GW, and brings George Washington's version of the Patriots within 1 against Parkersburg South's Patriots. South with the ball. Day out front with it. Picked up there by Cook. Bounce pass. Good defense by GW. Running it down is going to be Fallon, and they're going to call it an over and back. GW will have it and a chance to retake the lead here. Mike Fallon was not happy with that call. So GW will inbounds here. Down by 1. Chance to take advantage and get the lead back. Justin Phillips to Bunky Brown. Alex Cook with it. And now it's back to Phillips. Phillips in the lane. Phillips up with the shot off the glass. Scores it and draws the foul. Phillips denting the scoreboard. Foul is on Myers. It's team foul number 8. Myers' first foul. GW back in the lead here, 24-22, thanks to the three-point play by Phillips. And Phillips with a steal. Phillips being chased by two. Bunky Brown there for the putback and in. Brown with 7 points here in this second quarter of play. 26-22, GW's biggest lead of the game. Under a minute to go, Gilkison drives and can't get it to drop. But Gilkison will go to the line. I believe Arthur going to be called for the foul. That's his first. Team foul number 7. Gilkison, team's best free throw shooter. Makes it 26-23, and it's a 26-24 game. GW with the basketball here. Time winding down in this first half. Bunky Brown out front with it near midcourt. Holds it as GW looks for the last shot of this first half. South in with a record of 14-6. GW in at 11-9. Now Phillips has it. Now GW will run that play. Isabel, and Isabel lost the handle. Here comes Gilkison. Gilkison driving in and missed it, and trying to tip it in was Wolf, and we have played one half here, and it's GW up on Parkersburg South in this Battle of the Patriots, 26-24. We'll return to the GW Gymnasium here on the GW Network, presented by Video Productions.
Judy, Judy, Judy with Betty, Betty, Betty. The Sunshine Girls team of realtors with Real Estate Central is made up of Judy Wandling Randolph and Betty Stowers Whitley. Whether you're selling or looking to buy, Judy and Betty have the knowledge and expertise to help guide you through this process. So call the Sunshine Girls today and let them put a little sunshine in your day. Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care is located in the shops at Bridge Road. Dr. Richardson and his staff are dedicated to providing the absolute best care. They understand what it takes to make your visits pleasant and informative. No matter how long you've been putting off your visit, Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care will get you back to a great smile.
GW girls swim team was named state champions with an impressive 193 to 144 lead over second.
Welcome back here to the GW Gymnasium. It is halftime between Parkersburg South and George Washington. The GW girls swim team being honored here at halftime. They came away with a fourth consecutive state championship last weekend in Morgantown at the WVU Natatorium. And it's interesting to note the boys team championship won by Parkersburg South, the school's first ever swim title, and it ended a string of 5 in a row by GW's great boys program. So 2 schools playing in basketball here tonight with the respective state championship swimming teams. So right now it is a 2-point lead at halftime by GW over Parkersburg South. Parkersburg South jumped out to a 5-0 lead. GW got it tied at 5-5. South built a 10-5 lead, and before the end of the quarter, it was a 12-11 lead for South. In the second quarter of play, GW finally got its first lead of the game at the 6-12 mark, 14-12, at a 16-15 lead. And South got back on top at 22-18. 3-point play by Justin Phillips gave GW back the lead at 24-22, and At the moment, it is a 26-24 advantage for GW over Parkersburg South. And both teams gearing up for postseason play. GW will play Riverside here on Monday. Parkersburg South will be at home on Tuesday and take on the Bruins of Brook, a team they opened up the season with and were victorious against the Bruins by a final of 80-62. Mentioned they scored 38 points alone in that first quarter of that game. This team is very explosive. They've had 2 games this season in which they've had 9 3-pointers, and there were 9 different players who hit those threes. So a lot of guys who are capable of scoring. Of course, the big 3, the terrific trio of Garrett Gilkison, Cole Day, and Cody Boggs lead the way. We'll come back and we'll check individual scoring here at the GW Gymnasium. It's a 2-point lead for the Patriots of George Washington over the Patriots of Parkersburg South here on the GW Network, presented by Video Production.
Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care is located in the shops at Bridge Road. Dr. Richardson and his staff are dedicated to providing the absolute best care. They understand what it takes to make your visits pleasant and informative. No matter how long you've been putting off your visit, Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care will get you back to a great smile. Judy, Judy, Judy with Betty, Betty, Betty. The Sunshine Girls team of realtors with Real Estate Central is made up of Judy Wandling Randolph and Betty Stowers Whitley. Whether you're selling or looking to buy, Judy and Betty have the knowledge and expertise to help guide you through this process. So call the Sunshine Girls today and let them put a little sunshine in your day.
Yeah. Back here at the GW Gymnasium, halftime between George Washington and Parkersburg South on the GW Network, presented by Video Productions. Mark Martin, great to have you with us. Joined by our producer-director, Drew Mounts, and our videographer for tonight's webcast, Bradley Hudson. Been fun doing these games this season, and the postseason about to begin for boys high school basketball programs. Of course, girls high school basketball teams in the great state of West Virginia got sectionals underway this week, and in fact, both of these schools, Parkersburg South and George Washington, still alive. GW winning here last night over Ripley to advance to a sectional championship on Friday against South Charleston. Parkersburg South, a winner over Brook, and will now play crosstown rival Parkersburg High. Checking individual scoring for GW, 7 points for Bunky Brown. All of those came in the second quarter. Deshaun Womack has 7 points. Tracy Conliff has 4. 3 points for Justin Phillips, 2 points for Matthew Cook, 2 points for Drew D'Agostine, and Trayvon Isabel has hit a free throw. For Parkersburg South, Garrett Gilkison leads the way with 8. Cole Day has 7. 3 points for Jordan Hockman, the point guard, 4 points off the bench for Shane Snyder, and 2 points for Cody Boggs. 26-24 our count. We'll be back with more here from the GW Gymnasium in just a moment. It's George Washington, again, 26, and Parkersburg South 24 on the GW Network, presented by Video Production.
Judy, Judy, Judy with Betty, Betty, Betty. The Sunshine Girls team of realtors with Real Estate Central is made up of Judy Wandling Randolph and Betty Stowers Whitley. Whether you're selling or looking to buy, Judy and Betty have the knowledge and expertise to help guide you through this process. So call the Sunshine Girls today and let them put a little sunshine in your day. Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care is located in the shops at Bridge Road. Dr. Richardson and his staff are dedicated to providing the absolute best care. They understand what it takes to make your visits pleasant and informative. No matter how long you've been putting off your visit, Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care will get you back to a great smile.
Back inside the GW Gymnasium, the Battle of the Patriots. George Washington and Parkersburg South squaring off here. Teams have met several common opponents this season. Of course, GW competes in the Mountain State Athletic Conference. Parkersburg South is a member of the Ohio Valley Athletic Conference. Both teams playing South Charleston and falling to the Black Eagles. And both teams have faced off with Parkersburg High. Of course, South, that is the rival for the Patriots, and they have defeated the Big Reds twice this season. GW defeated the Big Reds here at home in a close game, great game. Both teams have played University. University was a winner over GW. South split with University. Both teams have played Capital. Capital knocked off both squads. Both teams have played Ripley. GW lost a close one to the Vikings, while South defeated Ripley in the shootout in the Big House at the Civic Center Coliseum on a buzzer beater. And Cody Boggs hit the game-winning shot. And South is coming off a game against Lewis County in which they scored 108 points, set a school record, and also a school record for field goals in the game with 46, and Mike Fallon's Patriots doing it against his alma mater. And Mike Fallon in his 6th season at the helm of Parkersburg South's outstanding basketball program. It's a program that owns a state championship. Joe Crislip guided the Patriots to a title back in 2006, and GW has 2 state basketball championships to its credit. Of course, South was in the state championship a year ago. Both South programs played for state titles a year ago. It was tough back-to-back weekends for that school as the girls lost to Morgantown and the boys lost to Huntington High. The Huntington High game, while the South girls team beaten soundly by Morgantown, who won 2 in a row, the South's boys basketball team lost that heartbreaker 53-50. And in that game, they made only 2 of the final 19 shots in the game. So we're set and ready to go here with second half action, and it is GW ready to break the huddle and go to work. South on the defensive end here. And GW will look now to add to its lead of 26-24. So settle in here. Should be a good one as these two battle it out here in the final game of the regular season. Cook for GW. So they go with Cook, Phillips, Arthur, Womack, and Conliffe. And it's Hockman, Dylan Ward, Cole Day, Garrett Gilkison, and Cody Boggs for Parkersburg South. Womack with the basketball. Pulls up his dribble there, right of the key. Here is Phillips letting loose with the shot and wouldn't go. And skying high for the rebound, Dylan Ward. They fire it down. Nice passing by Parkersburg South, and Cody Boggs puts it in. Boggs has 4 in the game, and we're even at 26-26. GW back on the attack here now. Going to get back at lead. Here's Conliffe. Conliffe goes to Phillips. Arthur with the basketball. Arthur loses the handle. Picked up by Hockman. Hockman pulls up at the free throw line and knocks down the shot. So South scores the first 4 here in this third quarter, and the Patriots back on top. Hockman has 5 in the game for Parkersburg South. Conliffe with the ball. Gets it to Womack. This is Cook dribbling around. Cook looking for someone to get it to, and finally finds Conliffe, and Conliffe maneuvers nicely on the block and draws the foul. Conliffe now with 6 in the game.
He'll step to the line, foul on Cody Boggs, Park South.
So Cody Boggs picks up his third foul. And team foul number 1, and Conliffe converts the three-point play. Conliffe gives GW the lead at 29-28, and George Washington forcing the turnover. And here's Conliffe free. Conliffe drives easily, and Conliffe 31-28. Conliffe now with 5 third-quarter points, 9 for the game. 31-28, and Parkersburg South throws it away. GW will take over. G-Dub looking for its biggest lead of the game here. Arthur gets the pass. Bunky Brown with it. Brown. Nice pass there to Arthur. Arthur, nice head and shoulder fake there. Here's Womack, and Womack knocks it down from the corner. Womack with his second 3 of the game. Womack has 10, and GW out to a 34-28 advantage, and we're going to have a foul called on Cole Day. Offensive foul. The shoulder into him, says Clarence Woody, and
foul on Cole Day, Park South. Ball.
So that is Cole Day's second, and that is team foul number 2 on the Patriots of Parkersburg South. Patriots of George Washington with the basketball. Nice bounce pass from Bunky Brown to Arthur, and Arthur gets it to go. Arthur on the scoreboard now, getting his first hoop of the game. 36-28, GW's biggest lead here at the 5:27 mark, but quickly answering, launching from the outside and knocking down the shot is Dylan Ward. And Ward with a 3-pointer. And we got a timeout. We'll take a break here on the GW Network, presented by Video Productions.
Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care is located in the shops at Bridge Road. Dr. Richardson and his staff are dedicated to providing the absolute best care. They understand what it takes to make your visits pleasant and informative. No matter how long you've been putting off your visit, Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care will get you back to a great smile.
Back here at the GW Gymnasium on the campus of George Washington High School. Breaking the action, timeout. And Parkersburg South calling the full timeout. They trail 36-31. GW got it up to a 36-28 lead, biggest lead of the game for the Patriots. But Ward hits that 3-pointer, and Mike Fallon calls time to settle things down. So here's GW back to work, and they feed it into Conliffe. Conliffe couldn't get it to drop, but he draws the foul. Conliffe very athletic. Foul going to be called on Jordan Hockman. That will be his first foul, and that is team foul number 3. And Conliffe, the lefty, up with the shot, won't go. Conliffe 1 of 2 at the line in this game. Conliffe hitting 61% of his free throws. Dribbles, eyes the basket, and this one won't drop, but a rebound there, up and in by Phillips. Well, didn't get it the easy way, but Phillips gets it the hard way, and he has 5 in the game. And here comes Parkersburg South back on the attack. They missed the shot by Day, but there with the rebound is Cody Boggs. 38-33, 5-point advantage. Boggs has 6 in the game. Here's Bunky Brown driving, and Brown has it taken away by Cole Day. Down the floor, Gilkison up and in. Gilkison now with 10 in the game for Parkersburg South and GW. Rick Green wants to call a timeout here as South slices into that lead at 38-35. So Gilkison has now scored in double figures 16 times this season. Outstanding player for the Patriots. So GW had it up to an 8-point advantage, but South hanging around, and right now it's a 38-35 lead for GW over Parkersburg South with 4:37 to go here in this third quarter of action. GW looking for its 12th win of the season, and South its 15th. Talked about that state tournament a year ago. Not only was Parkersburg South in the state tournament, but so was its rival Parkersburg High, and there was that chance they could have met in the state tournament, but they both had to reach the state championship in order for that to happen, and where South did and PHS had a great showing down there in the state tournament a year ago. All right, here is Phillips with the basketball, gets it Arthur. Arthur up the shot. Arthur gets it to go and draws the foul in the process. Arthur now with 4 in the game.
Foul on Park South, Jordan Hoffman. It's his second.
So Hockman in charge with his second. That's team foul number 4, and Arthur will try to convert. 3-point play, and he does. Arthur, 66% free throw shooter, so it's a 41-35 lead here. Dylan Ward with the basketball, goes to Gilkison. Gilkison strong, and Gilkison draws the foul. Clarence Woody will give us the call, and I believe it's against Phillips. That's his first of the game, and that's team foul number 1. Make that against Conliffe. Conliffe's third, and team foul number 1 here in this second half. Long range shot by Cody Boggs, wouldn't drop, but the rebound there by Ward, and Ward takes it to the bucket and scores. Ward with 5 in the game. 41-37 is our score. Bunky Brown with the basketball for George Washington. Gets it to Womack, who feeds Phillips. Phillips bounces it back out to Brown. Around to Arthur. Here is Womack, three-pointer. This one won't drop. Boy, Conliffe does a great job skying for the rebound, but the ball was smacked away, and South brings it down the floor. Gilkison in front of the Patriot bench. Gilkison strong to the hoop, pulls up on the baseline. Shot won't go. Phillips with the rebound for George Washington on the near side, and Phillips wants to go coast to coast, and got a foul called on Parkersburg South. Foul is going to be charged to Cody Boggs, and that is number 4 on Cody Boggs. And that's team foul number 5 on the Patriots. And coming in will be Shane Snyder, the sophomore. Snyder with 4 points in that first half. Matthew Cook back in the game for GW, gets it to Bunky Brown, and Bunky Brown missed the shot. Here is Snyder down the floor trying to get it to Gilkison, and the ball taken away. GW back on the attack. Womack pulls up in the lane. His shot won't drop, and into the hands of Dylan Ward. Ward gets it to Hockman. Hockman across the timeline. One-handed bounce pass, and Gilkison couldn't handle it. Cook comes away with the ball. Here's Cook wanting to take it all by himself after getting that loose ball on the other end. Couldn't get it to drop, though, but Phillips gets it, brings it out, and Phillips is guarded closely there by Cole Day. Cole Day going to be hit with his third foul of the game. And that's going to be team foul number 6. And Hockman heads out, and checking back into the game for Parkersburg South is Seth Fallon, the 6-foot freshman. Again, the head coach's son. His daughter, McKaylin, is a player on the South girls program. Outstanding program there, guided by Scott Stevens. And here's the drive by Phillips, can't get it to go. Gilkison with the rebound. Parkersburg South down the floor. Gilkison in the lane, in trouble, gets it out to Fallon. And here's a pass. It was Snyder trying to get it to Gilkison, knocked away, and Parkersburg South will retain possession of the basketball. Cole Day, get it down low and work it to Ward, and the ball poked away. New player into the game for South, number 20, is Bobby Foggin, 6'3" junior. Great player at South back in the day. Sam Foggin, no relation. Sam Foggin played for Stan Bucklew, the first coach in South basketball history, and South comes up empty on the offensive end, and here comes GW with that 4-point lead at 41-37, and a beautiful move by Bunky Brown. Brown's first bucket of the second half. He has 9 for the game. Foggin up with a shot, and Foggin off the bench and knocks down the shot. Nice shot there by Foggin. And Phillips comes back on the other end for GW. He has 7. 45-39. GW in the lead. Foggin, great shooter, and just showed it, but he throws it away there, trying to hit Fallon.
Park South turns the ball over and will be GW ball.
So George Washington with the basketball and a 6-point advantage here. Third quarter action. Great to have you with us on the GW Network. And now the Patriots of GW throw it away. South threw it away and GW throws it away. Patriots had a chance there to extend what is a 6-point lead. Instead, they give it back to South. Fallon with it out front. Goes to Shane Snyder. Snyder to Foggin. Foggin, here's Gilkison. Gilkison, he can stroke it, and he does. Gilkison with 13 in the game. Like Fallon says, you come to the school at 6:30 and you're likely to find Gilkison in the gym. The Rod Oldham Center there. Beautiful facility at South. The Roy McCase Gymnasium. Roy McCase was the state championship baseball coach at Parkersburg South, and Rod Oldham, who the entire complex is named after, really put South on the map athletically with all the great wrestling programs and teams he had. Championships won. Here's Phillips driving. Beautiful by Phillips. Phillips with 6 third quarter points, has 9 for the game. And Parkersburg South, the state wrestling tournament is underway, and Parkersburg South in all likelihood going to win a back-to-back title. Just very strong again this season. Here it's a 47-42 game, and South trying to whittle away at that lead as the seconds of this third just about set to come to a close. Fallon knocks down the shot, a three-pointer. Salmon's first bucket of the game. Fallon, and the Patriots draw within 2. We got a good one here, 47-45. GW's Patriots on top of Parkersburg South's Patriots here on the GW Network, presented by Video Productions.
Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care is located in the shops at Bridge Road. Dr. Richardson and his staff are dedicated to providing the absolute best care. They understand what it takes to make your visits pleasant and informative. No matter how long you've been putting off your visit, Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care will get you back to a great smile. Judy, Judy, Judy with Betty, Betty, Betty. The Sunshine Girls team of realtors with Real Estate Central is made up of Judy Wandling Randolph and Betty Stowers Whitley. Whether you're selling or looking to buy, Judy and Betty have the knowledge and expertise to help guide you through this process. So call the Sunshine Girls today and let them put a little sunshine in your day.
Welcome back here to the GW Gymnasium. Away we go to the fourth quarter, and it's George Washington 47 and Parkersburg South 45. South will have the basketball to start this fourth quarter of play. Final game of the regular season. Fallon buries another 3. Had one to end the third, and the head coach's son starts off the fourth, and now South is back in the lead, and Phillips misses the shot there. Boy, Fallon, unbelievable. Now stroking it for South is Day. He has 10, and just like that, what was a 6-point lead for GW has now become a 4-point advantage for this Parkersburg South team. 51-47. Gilkison leading South in scoring with 13. Day has 10. Fallon has 6. Boggs has 6. Hockman has 5. Foggin with 2. Ward with 5. And Snyder with 4. GW has gotten 10 from Womack, 9 from Conliffe, 9 from Brown, 9 from Phillips, 5 from Arthur, 2 from D'Agostine, 2 from Cook, and 1 from Isabel. So GW calls the timeout. And we are ready to go now. GW working with Arthur, Phillips, Cook, Conliffe, and Bunky Brown. Brown has the basketball. Falgen, Gilkison, Hockman, Fallon, and Day are in there for Parkersburg South. Here's Arthur with the basketball. South playing some good, tight defense here against the Patriots. Back out front, it goes to Cook. Brown with the basketball. 51-47. Phillips driving on the baseline. Beautiful by Phillips. Scores it. Phillips has 11 in the game. 51-49. Phillips's grandfather, Levi Phillips, great player at Old Charleston High. And WVU, and boy, Fallon has come off the bench here late in this game, and he has knocked down 3 3-pointers. It's 54-49. Phillips with the basketball. Gets it out to Bunky Brown. Brown to Phillips. Phillips in traffic, and Phillips puts up the shot. Can't get it to go, but does draw the foul. And Phillips.
Foul number 1, Cole Day for Park South. That's his 4th.
Cole Day has picked up his 4th foul.
Justin Phillips has stepped to the line for George Washington.
Team foul number 7 on the Patriots. And Phillips rattles it in.
Stepping into the Patriots.
Phillips is 2 for 2 at the line.
And for Park South, number 22,
So Dylan Ward checks back in for Parkersburg South. Deshaun Womack checks in for GW, and Phillips hits the second free throw, making it a 54-51 score. Parkersburg South, Gilkison driving, and Gilkison was strong to the basket. Gilkison's got a lot of opportunities basketball. Well, he could probably play football too. He's a dandy football player. BMI, one of the schools looking at him, and then a lot of smaller schools. Wheeling Jesuit, he's an outstanding student. Bunky Brown, nothing but net for Brown. Brown, second 3 of the game. He has 12 in the contest, 56-54. Back the other way. Gilkison misses the shot. Here comes GW. Phillips on the attack. Phillips up off the glass. Won't go. Rebound. Back up and in by Conliffe. And we're even at 56-56. South on the other end. Shot wouldn't drop for Hockman. Conliffe with the ball. Conliffe dumps it off to Womack. Womack spins around baseline, rattles around, and goes through. Womack with 12, and GW back on top at 58-56. From the corner, Falgen, three-pointer good. And both teams just back and forth here. Falgen with 5 in the game. 59-58 in favor of Parkersburg South over GW. Hit the 5-minute mark of this one. Battle of the Patriots. Final game of the regular season. Phillips right of the key. Phillips swishes it.
Justin Phillips for GW.
Phillips now with 6 fourth-quarter points. 15 for the game. 60-59. Seesawing back and forth. Gilkison rifles a pass, and wide open was Falgen. Someone lost Falgen. Falgen has 5 here in the fourth, 7 for the game. We'll take a break here on the GW Network, presented by Video Production.
Judy with Betty. The Sunshine Girls team of realtors with Real Estate Central is made up of Judy Wandling Randolph and Betty Stowers Whitley. Whether you're selling or looking to buy, Judy and Betty have the knowledge and expertise to help guide you through this process. So call the Sunshine Girls today and let them put a little sunshine in your day. Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care is located in the shops at Bridge Road. Dr. Richardson and his staff are dedicated to providing the absolute best care. They understand what it takes to make your visits pleasant and informative. No matter how long you've been putting off your visit, Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care will get you back to a great smile.
Great to have you along here on the GW Network, presented by Video Productions. Outstanding basketball game. Patriots, Parkersburg South, and GW's Patriots, and it's a 61-60 lead for Parkersburg South. Final game of the regular season before the road to the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum in the Boys State High School basketball tournament. It will be edition number 102 in March, right here in the capital city of Charleston. GW in the white with the basketball, trying to retake the lead here. And Justin Phillips drives in traffic, and there is Womack, and Womack scores it. Womack with 14 in the game, 4 here in the fourth, and GW is back on top at 62-61. Foggin misses the shot, rebound by Cook, but Foggin raced in there, took it away, or make that Gilkison takes it away, and Gilkison gets the bucket and draws the foul. Gilkison number 2 and Foggin number 20. Thought Foggin chased down his miss, but it was Gilkison there. Gilkison gives South back the lead at 63-61 and 63-62. Make that, and Gilkison now in the game. 5 points here in this fourth and 18 overall, and ball out of bounds. 64-62 our score. Phillips to Womack. Driving, Phillips, and Phillips can't get it to drop. Rebound by Fallon. Fallon across the timeline, Fallon. It's a too cold day, number 1. They go inside, and Gilkison's shot turnaround won't go, and Conliffe and Boggs battled for that rebound and hitting the deck, both players, and they say last touch by jump ball situation, and so the possession arrow in favor of GW, and so the Patriots will have it. Phillips with the basketball, and his team down 2. There's Bunky Brown. Here is Phillips, lets loose with a 3, won't go. Gilkison has the rebound, lost control of it. Cook had it, and then Cook is fouled by the Patriots. See who they called that on. A lot of traffic right there under the basket. I believe it was Garrett Gilkison. It's Gilkison's first foul of the game, and it's team foul number 8. So Cook to the line, just 2 points here in this game, and he missed the free throw. And that will be South's basketball as they get the miss. And here from the corner is Day. Cole Day knocks down the 3. Day with 2 threes here in this fourth quarter. 13 for the game. 67-62. Ball slapped away by South as Phillips drove to the bucket.
Stepping back into the Patriots, number 5, Ben Arthur.
So it will be GW's ball. So Cook goes out, and Ben Arthur back in for GW. Womack will be the trigger. To Phillips. Phillips in the corner. Phillips, and it's poked away from behind by Gilkison into the hands of Day. Day back to Gilkison. Gilkison drives down and scores it. Gilkison now with 7 here in the fourth. He has 20 in the game, and it's now a 69-62 lead. Inbounds. Womack to Bunky Brown. Bunky Brown drives up with a shot, and nice play by Bunky Brown. Bunky Brown has 5 here in the fourth, 14 for the game. 69-64. Down low, they get it into the hands of Cody Boggs, who's back in the game. And Boggs playing with 4 fouls, lifts it up and gets it to go. He has 8 in the game, and it's 71-64 in favor of Parkersburg South. We'll take a break here on the GW Network, presented by Video Productions.
Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care is located in the shops at Bridge Road. Dr. Richardson and his staff are dedicated to providing the absolute best care. They understand what it takes to make your visits pleasant and informative. No matter how long you've been putting off your visit, Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care will get you back to a great smile.
Yeah. .207 to go in the game, and it's a lead of 71-64 for Parkersburg South over George Washington. Battle of the Patriots. A very exciting basketball game here. This fourth quarter has been a seesaw affair. And the Patriots of George Washington have it and work against the Patriots of Parkersburg South. Phillips goes to Bunky Brown. To Phillips. To Brown. Phillips wants to penetrate. Lifts up the shot, but was fouled on the way, and
foul on number 3, Cody Boggs from Parkside.
Cody Boggs with his 5th foul, so he is done. Team foul number 9. So Boggs, though, did some good work in this game. He's a great athlete. 8 points. Kind of liken him to Chase Feeler, the young man that played at Parkersburg South and then had that sensational NCAA tournament run with Florida Gulf Coast. So South has Fallon in the game, Hockman, Gilkison. Phillips at the line and knocks down the shot. Phillips has 7 here. Cole Day in there for Parkersburg South, and Foggin is in there, so Phillips gets both. He's 4 for 4 at the line in this fourth quarter, 5 for 5 in the game, and defense by GW, but we're going to have a foul called. Foul on Conliffe. That's his 4th. Team foul number 3 against GW, and South turns it over. Here comes Womack. Womack to Conliffe. Conliffe with the nice maneuvering there. Couldn't get it to drop, and then Womack is fouled going up with 1:33 to go. So the foul on Seth Fallon, his first. So it will be Womack at the line. Womack in the game with 14 points and can't get the free throw to drop. Womack is a 77% free throw shooter. Need all you can get here. And this one will fall through. So it is 71-67. South with the ball. Less than a minute and a half to go in this game. And Gilkison maneuvering, and he draws the foul. And Phillips.
It's foul number 32, Justin Phillips for George Washington. Stepping into the game, number 3, Trayvon Isabel, number 55, Al Dean.
Al Dean checks in.
Number 11,
D'Agostine in. Some fouls to give here. And D'Agostine will be whistled for the foul.
Foul on number 11, D'Agostine, it is his first.
5 team fouls now on GW. And now Dean fouls Gilkison. Now Dean. Number 55, he's a 6'2 junior. Conliffe, Arthur, Bunky Brown, Womack all come in. Dean, Alex Cook, D'Agostine, and Pettit all check out there. South with the ball, and a steal there. Phillips had it and just could not quite find the handle. Good job by Phillips, but then Phillips commits the foul. It's going to be 3 on Phillips. And that will send to the line Hockman. And Hockman can't get it to go, and Conliffe comes down with the rebound. Here comes GW. They got a chance here now. Bunky Brown drives on the baseline, and Brown up with the shot, and Brown is fouled by Foggin. With under a minute to go. Bunky Brown.
Foul on number 2, Gilkinson. Bunky Brown steps
Make that Gilkinson the guilty party. Clarence Woody and Foggin were having a discussion there, but instead it's on Gilkinson, just his second. Brown at the line, and Brown hits the free throw. First trip to the line tonight. Bunky Brown, 59% free throw shooter, gets them both. He's got 16 in the game. 71-69. Gilkinson. Bounces it over, and Hockman is fouled by Arthur. Arthur's second.
Fouls on number 5, Arthur.
And that will send Jordan Hockman to the line. Real athletic kid, a senior. Had a broken wrist early on in the campaign, so they were glad to get him back. Hockman has 6, so Dylan Ward checks in. Foggin will check out, 72-69. Hockman's shot, 73-69. GW with the ball. Conliffe to Bunky Brown. Here's Womack letting loose with a 3. Wouldn't drop. A rebound by Seth Fallon, and Fallon will be fouled by Conliffe, and that's going to do it for Conliffe. That's his 5th. And so they will go to the other end and shoot the free throws, with South clinging to a 4-point advantage. Cook will come back in to the game for GW. Fallon in the game has 9 points. Had a 3 to end the third and hit 2 big threes in the fourth. Going to be a good player. Coach's son, just a freshman, playing with a lot of upperclassmen and in the gym all the time. Hits the free throw, good knee bend, good rotation, 74-69. Fallon hits 90% of his free throws. Good. Great form. And this one goes through. 75-69. So GW's got to hurry here. Phillips will race it down the floor, and Phillips will put it up, and Rick Green will get a timeout called. Phillips hits it for the Patriots. 19 in the game for Phillips. And we'll break away here on the GW Network, presented by Video Production.
Judy, Judy, Judy with Betty, Betty, Betty. The Sunshine Girls team of realtors with Real Estate Central is made up of Judy Wandling Randolph and Betty Stowers Whitley. Whether you're selling or looking to buy, Judy and Betty have the knowledge and expertise to help guide you through this process. So call the Sunshine Girls today and let them put a little sunshine in your day.
Well, good stuff here at the GW Gymnasium, as George Washington and Parkersburg South a little slow to get going here, but these teams have really picked it up, and they have battled here. And right now, South with a 4-point advantage over homestanding GW, and into Hockman, and Hockman will be fouled by Bunky Brown. Bunky Brown with his first of the game. So Hockman goes to the line. Hockman in the game with 6 points. Hockman up with the shot, and 76-71. Here goes Phillips. to the hoop, and Phillips knocks it off the window and in.
George Washington, timeout on the court.
76-73, so another GW timeout. And we'll stay here as 15 seconds show on the clock. George Washington will be back in action Monday night. They'll face off with Riverside in a Class AAA sectional opener. And meanwhile, it will be Parkersburg South colliding with Brook, a team they opened the season with. And both teams, of course, George Washington resides in the capital city, but they want to be playing in the big facility downtown. Parkersburg South wants to make the trip back south. They knock off Brook. Then they get the winner of Wheeling Park and Parkersburg High. Inbounds pass goes to Seth Fallon. He's fouled. GW needs to defeat Riverside and then knock off Capital. And if they do defeat Riverside, then it's Rick Green against Matt Green for a second time this season. Father versus son. Son got the upper hand in that first meeting between the two. And here is Fallon at the line. Fallon played really well here in the second half. Knocks down both free throws, 78-73. Bunky Brown down to Arthur. Arthur's three-pointer won't go. Ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Parkersburg South. So G-Dubs got to get something offensively soon, and Cook fired it in, trying to get it into the corner to Brown, knocked away by Gilkison. 8.4 showing on the clock. And now it's going to be Cook. The trigger again. Looks, and into the hands of Boyd, knocked away by Ward, and Ward gets it to Gilkison. Gilkison fouled along the way, and that's going to do it. Parkersburg South, a hard-earned victory here tonight. Gilkison, he's got 20 points in the game. They get 21. And looking to put South at 80, and he does. 80-73. Phillips will let it fly, and that one won't drop, and this one is over. An 80-73 victory for Parkersburg South over GW in the Battle of the Patriots. We'll come back and talk about it in just a moment here on the GW Network, presented by Video.
Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care is located in the shops at Bridge Road. Dr. Richardson and his staff are dedicated to providing the absolute best care. They understand what it takes to make your visits pleasant and informative. No matter how long you've been putting off your visit, Dr. Michael Richardson at South Hills Family Dental Care will get you back to a great smile. Judy with Betty. The Sunshine Girls team of realtors with Real Estate Central is made up of Judy Wandling Randolph and Betty Stowers Whitley. Whether you're selling or looking to buy, Judy and Betty have the knowledge and expertise to help guide you through this process. So call the Sunshine Girls today and let them put a little sunshine in your day.
Well, it was a good basketball game here tonight, and Parkersburg South Patriots prevail over George Washington's Patriots by a final of 80-73. Kind of slow getting going in this one. 12-11 at the end of the first quarter. GW built a 26-24 lead at halftime, and it was GW leading by 2 at the end of 3, 47-45. And then both teams I tell you what, they traded the lead back and forth in this fourth quarter, and Parkersburg South finally managing to pull it out, and they win it, and they improved to 15-6 to close out the regular season, and GW drops to 11-10 to finish up the regular season of basketball. Individual scoring for Parkersburg South, they were led by Garrett Gilkison with 22 points. Cole Day had 13 off the bench. The head coach's son, just a freshman, Seth Fallon, with 13 points. Cody Boggs in foul trouble tonight, finished with 8 points, 7 points for Hockman, Jordan Hockman, the team's point guard. 7 in the game off the bench for Bobby Foggin. 5 for Dylan Ward and 4 for Shane Snyder. For GW leading the way, Justin Phillips with 19 points. Bucky Brown had 16. It was 15 in the game for Deshaun Womack. 11 in the contest for Tracy Conliff. 5 points for Ben Arthur and 2 points each for Drew D'Agostine. Matthew Cook and Trayvon Isabel had a free throw. So each team has now played 21 games, and now the real fun begins as the two teams move on to the postseason. They always call it a 21-game exhibition season, and then the real season begins with tournament time. And again, it will be GW. They will open it up. They're in a 5-team sectional, so they start out with Riverside and a win over Riverside, and then they head to Capital to face off with the Cougars, and got to win that one to get to that sectional championship game, and they would face off with the winner of South Charleston and Ripley. So got to win 3 there to win that particular sectional. Of course, in West Virginia, you make it to the sectional championship, and you do advance to the regional even if you would suffer a defeat. You do get that opportunity to play that loser bracket game, if you will, and move on and play in a regional co-final even with a loss. Parkersburg South will play Brook, and if victorious, would face off with the winner of Parkersburg High and Wheeling Park to advance. And, of course, the road for South includes Morgantown High School, the only remaining undefeated team in the state of West Virginia at the moment. So that will conclude our coverage of tonight's webcast between GW and Parkersburg South. For producer-director Butch Mounds and videographer Bradley Hudson, this is Mark Martin saying so long from the GW Gymnasium here in Charleston. Your final score, Parkersburg South's Patriots 80, George Washington's Patriots 73. Thanks for joining us on the GW Network, presented by Video Productions.